So yeah, Colette, Clair with the gauntlet here with fucking Yeti and shit. Most of Yeti. Good majority.
The important part, yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
3/5. It's good enough.
Yeah, well, fuck them then.
Majority.
I see it as like 2 halves and this guy.
I see how it is.
I don't know. I failed math.
Yeah, me too.
That's why I'm a musician.
Oh, yeah, because that's not mathematical at all.
Not the shit we play, at least.
So anyway, some kind of coherent conversation. They just got done playing a show here at the fucking House of Blues, opening for Fear Factory and Divine Heresy and Dino's many bands.
Opening for Dino, basically.
Opening for Dino Palooza.
Kazari's Experience.
But yeah, they got the Burton Bell bump on one of my interviews a couple months back, so we figured now you guys. Yeah, when I interviewed Burton, he was like, I was like, oh, what new music are you into? Just totally random. He's like, oh, I like this band Yeti, and I was like, hey, my friend's in that band. Oh, that's pretty sick. So I wasn't too surprised to hear you were gonna play with them. Yeah. So
I mean, it's that $50 paid off.
No, it's been good, man. Yeah, Burton has been really cool. The whole band has been really cool. I mean, like this guy I know has known them for quite some time now, so it's just great to be out here and finally be able to play a show with them and everything, and all their support and everything has been great. So
is that how it worked out, or just somebody just called you up?
I mean, several connections, really. I mean, right now we share the same manager, number one, and also I mean, we also got a chance to talk to the promoter directly, so it was all just kind of everything fell into place. We've been looking to
Meant to be.
Yeah, it made sense to me. So.
It was good.
Similarly heavy kind of style of music, and yeah.
Like Destiny, kind of,
When fate comes together. So, let's see, brass tacks here. So you guys have an EP, and it is available for purchase. How do people find this EP, and what is it called?
We have them. It's called Trees on Fire with Songs of Blood. It's a 5-song EP. We put it out ourselves, produced it ourselves. Pretty much everything was just done by us. It's sort of been a long time coming, because we've been sitting on these songs for a long time, and then by the time we were finally ready to record, a couple of the songs were we'd had them for a while, and so we decided to kind of just write a couple new ones, and put them in there just to kind of liven things up a little bit. So it's kind of a mix of the old and the new, because there's a couple songs on there where I'm actually doing some of the vocals, which has kind of become a new thing. Because when we started out, it was basically just this guy doing everything. But yeah, I mean, we decided to kind of take it in a new direction, and
kind of like, I would say we came into our own, with the release of this, because of 2 new guitar players. Skylar recently, well, not recently, but in everyone else's eyes, joined the band. So the original lineup was, 3 other completely out of the picture guys, and so it's kind of like I don't know how to describe it, like a phoenix from the fucking ashes kind of a thing. But no, it's been great. It's like kind of refreshing to be able to have people tell us back that we're, one of their favorite bands in LA, and I don't know, it's just kind of all like
it's all happening fast.
Yeah.
Very fast. It's good.
It's overwhelming almost.
You guys are going to make an album, right? That's what I heard somebody talking about.
Yeah, that's the next thing. We're working on that right now, so it'll be coming soon.
Are you doing it all yourselves? You have a manager, but do you have a label, or are you just fucking
That's sort of
doing
the
it?
next step. I mean, that was another purpose of this EP, is we wrote it, and I mean, it's an official EP, but we were also kind of using it for demo purposes. We shopped it around to a couple of labels, and we've gotten some really good responses. So, we're kind of just working on politics right now, and just trying to see what's out there, and kind of what everyone's willing to offer us, and then hopefully, by the time we're ready to make up a full-length album, we'll have a label behind it. So, at least
the ultimate goal, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best way to do it. That's what everybody's doing now. It's just pretty much getting all their shit together on their own, and then getting the label just to kind of help them out, because it's,
it runs faster that way. It's way easier to do it that way these days, anyways.
The way that I've always felt, especially just with this band, is we've always, first and foremost, just kind of done what we wanted to do and done everything ourselves, and we've been fortunate enough. Hey, look at this guy.
Was that Burton cruising through our interview? And Burton just wanders through. All right, just don't even say hi to the people who interviewed you like 2 months ago and smoked you out.
But no, I mean, we've always, first and foremost, it's just been about making the music that we want to make and doing it the way we want to do it. And we've just been lucky that, you know, everyone that's sort of been involved with everyone that's involved with this band currently has sort of just gravitated naturally to the band. Like all the members that are in it currently, you know, there wasn't really a big hassle or anything like that. It kind of, everything just sort of fell into place, and all the people that have since been involved with it, like, we've got a great team, you know, we're like a big family, and so hopefully everything is hopefully that's how it's going to stay. And I mean, if and when we do get on a label and start making things happen, it's going to be, you know, for the most part, it's going to be on our terms, and we're going to be able to do what we want to do.
Yeah. That's
sort of on our terms.
Yeah, as much as possible. I mean, that's kind of how the industry's gone these days with like the accessibility to recording and the internet. It's like, okay, if you don't kind of have your shit together, why should we sign you? Because it's kind of, you know, not easy to do, but easier, I guess, than it used to be.
The thing too was with the, you know, the explosion of MySpace, for instance, it was like, well, fuck, you know, you don't have to flyer anymore. You don't have to go out really even work. You just sit at home and fucking get fat and sit on your computer. And, you know, and being that I've been doing this for a long time, it's playing good music and playing what we want to hear and what we want to play. There's so much more now too. We got to figure out how we're going to record it, who's going to get it to, who it needs to be to. It's just, I don't know. I feel like there's a huge change coming to the heavy music scene, and hopefully we're that part of that change. You know, it's, you know, everything's been so saturated with super fucking technical guitaring and fast songs and dueling solos, and I love that. I love listening to it and I love seeing it live, but I want to be the band that people want to fucking keep playing and keep talking about, and when they put it on, they can't help to fucking move their head around, you know? And that's the biggest thing for me anyway. I don't know, I can't speak for everyone, but it's...
Songwriting's, I mean, like, music's not always about technicality. I mean, you gotta have a good song or you're not gonna remember that shit no matter how good they play.
That's one of the things that I've always loved about this band, is we're kind of just like a meat and potatoes kind of band. It's very blues oriented. It's all about, you know, like the twos and the fours, like pentatonic style, and it's just real simple, you know, and that's just how we've always done it, and it's not for any kind of lack of musicianship. I mean, you know, everyone in the band is a great musician. I love playing with all these guys, but we've just been so much more about like the feel of everything and just the basic.
I wouldn't say it's untechnical. I would kind of call it a mix of kind of that technical style, but then more of like an old school bluesy, which not really anybody I could think of off the top of my head is really doing. So.
Did you see a head fucking drive by? Because I just saw a giant head on top of the car.
I didn't see it.
A giant head, apparently.
I did. That's the second time it went by.
What's with the giant?
It must have been those fucking pop brownies that 36 Crazy Fist was passing out. Probably had something to do with it. But no, I mean, like, our sound is I like to say that it's kind of unique because it comes from sort of two different places. Because on the one hand, it's got a lot of like southern bluesy metal influences to it, like bands like Pantera, I Hate God, Corrosion of Conformity, all those bands, you know, like it's got that style to it. But on the other hand, it's like none of us are from the South. You know, like the majority of us are either from or have grown up or lived in LA for a long time, and so there's still a touch of that scene, that LA kind of hardcore scene, you know. So
CCR of now.
A bunch of fucking West Coast boys playing Southern music. I mean, that's...
Well, it's the wild fucking West. I mean, if you drive like 30 miles from LA, you're pretty much in cowboy town, you know?
Fantastic. Love it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I've always just loved that this is the type of band where you can just go out there and just it's never been about any kind of frills or anything special. I mean, obviously production is a big issue with bands nowadays, but it's like I felt like with a lot of bands, the more production you have, you're just kind of trying to mask the real core of the music, and we've always been about just like, you know, bare bones balls
Playing
out
the
fucking music, and you know, like, it doesn't matter where we are, you put us up on stage and we're gonna go out there and do our thing, and it doesn't matter if we've had fucking, you know, 3 beers and 2 shots of whiskey, it's always gonna sound the same, just because it's that like inner kind of thing, you know. It's just what we do. There's no real thinking involved, you know. It's just what we do.
Too with these, you know, a lot of people are saying that we fit into this stoner rock, but
I kind of heard an influence, but not me.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, I love fucking all those stoner rock bands. I mean, from Witchcraft to fucking Caius. I mean, pause.
Oh, hey.
Had to get a touch in. You know,
we get the high.
a lot of these bands they're going back to the original roots. You know, recording analog, taking a lot of that production out, because there's so many of these fucking, and I don't want to and I'm not naming any names by any means, because there's so many good bands, but it's just become so cookie cutter, and it's like, oh, well, these guys are all doing it now, so let's do this too, you know. And it's, you know, there's a few good bands in any type of genre that comes out that are doing it, and they started it, but then there's thousands of bands that are doing the same shit. And it's just like, instead of being like everyone else, you know, be something different.
Yeah, why do you have to be stoner rock or metalcore or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. And that metalcore fucking term is fucking 15 years old, you know. It's,
what the hell does it even mean? Like, most of those titles, you're just gonna like, it's just a way to try to classify a certain sound, and then the assholes that sound like those other people.
Yeah. It's all fucking metal in my eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Ultimately, whether you're a derivative or not, you're pretty much playing some form of metal. So,
right. And it's, you know, it's more than just a sound when you say metal. I mean, it's over the years, it's become like a lifestyle, you know. And I mean, that's just always been the way it is, and we like to honor that, like, you know, aside from everything that's going on now. And I mean, all of us living in LA, obviously we all really take a page from the people that came before us in LA, like the Motley Crues and fucking Guns N' Roses and all those bands. I mean, just living out here and just
Doors and fucking, you know, like that
way back then, just living it. I mean, and we don't, you know, there's no facade with any of our music. I mean, this is what we do. We don't pull any punches. We're out here. We're fucking. You know. We like to drink. We like to party.
Facade. Did you hear that? He said facade.
I did.
facade.
Right, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on up here in the old brain, you know. But no, I mean, it's who we are, you know. It's just
Fucking metal.
It's a reflection of our lifestyle, you know. And so that's all there is to it.
And for people who are wondering what you sound like, I mean, you just threw out like probably 15 different bands. So I mean, it's hard to classify, but yeah, I mean, it has all that to it. You know?
That's like it's almost like a rude question.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, what do you guys sound like?
Like fucking music,
fucking grime, and fucking sludge and metal, and
sound like beer and sweat.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us what we sound like?
Exactly.
It's like, why don't you give it a listen for yourself? It's like
different. That's what I want to say. Like, I want to be like, you know, go out on a tour where you know, we sound different than every other band that's on the fucking bill. You know, like tonight. Like, I wouldn't say that we sound like any band on here, you know, and not to say that they all
fits, but
right, it fits. I mean, but that's the bonus of what we're doing, is that we can go out and play with a band like Down, or we can go out and play with Fear Factory, you know, and it's which opens up a big fucking window for us, because, you know, helps us in the long run. So
fucking A.
I just kind of want to talk for like hours.
I know, this is fun. I'm like loving it. I'm like, I know, I hang out with these guys anyway, so this is really chill. Like, I wish I could have this much repertoire with everyone, but it's like you meet them and 2 seconds later you're interviewing them most of the time.
Yeah, so you're like,
So it's chill.
I feel like you really haven't even gotten a chance to say anything. It's like we've just been talking the whole.
Shut up.
No, I love it. I don't have to do any thinking, man. I hate it when they stop talking and stare at me like I'm here for you to fucking talk, man.
It's your turn now.
Your turn.
No, see, don't do that. That's what I'm just saying. I fucking hate that shit. I'm like,
Fire away.
I don't play in your band, so I do interviews and
So anyways,
fucking drink beer. Anyway, well, so what? Buy the fucking EP. That's
buy
what
the
you say.
EP, and, you know, check us out. We're on MySpace, myspace.com/allhailthe the Yeti. We've got a Reverb Nation page too, and Facebook and all that stuff.
Search Yeti for the Reverb Nation.
Yeah, soon the EP will be up on the MySpace page for sale and on iTunes. We just, with everything that's going on legally and all that label shit, we've been holding back, but it'll be up within the next month or so. Fucking buy it. Come to the shows.
Check
buy
out
merch.
the Facebook. We're on Facebook as well too. So
Fuck book.
fuck book.
We'll be playing a headlining show later this month on the July 28th at the Whiskey. It's going to be our show, so should be.
We're playing with the Changing is playing with us and a couple other local bands.
So new songs that would be on this album that you guys are
Yes.
kind of writing.
Essentially what happened originally was we'd started the band with the former guitar player, and we've been playing these songs for most of the songs for going on 4.5 years now, and it's just time to move on. He had to split for personal reasons, and he had a baby, and he's married, and he's fucking living that life, and God bless him. He's still a big part of the band, but it's it sucked to see him go, and that made it really, really hard for us to move on. Finding new guitar players and
Hey guys, what's up?
you're ruining this.
He's got a moment here. The guy and a baby and shit.
But now it's, like I said, it's finally the solid band, and we're getting a lot of good shows. We've got a lot of good things happening, so it's gonna be good, hopefully. But yeah, allhailtheyeti.com, myspace.com/allhailtheyeti. Buy it, love it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm gonna go have about 6 or 7 more of these then,
And then go see fucking Fear Factory.
and then watch some fucking Fear Factory.
Hell
Man, I'm
yeah.
stoked. I watched their sound check earlier, and that was it. I was
I don't
ready.
know though. I think I'm gonna take over the drums and show him a little thing
Get on
or
there,
two.
show Hoagland a thing or two. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Hoagland, he doesn't know.
Even though like
Practicing a little bit.
one of his legs is like the size of you.
Hoagland, yeah.
He's a mountain of a man.
So now it's you. You go.
Yeah.
You go.
Fucking shit and stuff and things.
Sign us off here. Let's.
Loud noises.
That's my default setting. Yeah. Anyway. Fucking House of Blues. Fucking Fear Factory Yeti.
Thank you.
Yeah. That shit. Stuff and things.
Good night.
Yeah.